And sort of shifting gears, because you mentioned this and I wanted to circle back to it, but AI in your industry. I mean, everyone's messing around with AI. Everyone suddenly think it's going to solve everything, right? How do you see AI influencing sort of advertising services and marketing in general?
I mean, I think AI is probably taking over more of the advertising industry than most, simply because of the copywriting. There's a lot of great ideas that come out in meetings, but so for example, it's let's test these 5 or 10 different headlines. That sounds great, but to actually get into market, to track it, to have the data to see if it actually works or not, takes a lot of human hours to do. Where AI can take a lot of the doing of it or the ideating around it, um, and just make everything so much more efficient. So it allows to test a lot more. So I think it's going to disrupt the advertising agency or industry big time, and mainly because it's going to allow businesses to do a lot of what current agencies do, which is that copywriting, place ads, analyze data. So honestly, the agencies should be worried and kind of changing their model a little bit. But outside of that, it's going to allow for businesses to do more. So it's going to make them more profitable. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of it. I love it. I'm dabbling every week and investing a bit of time every week into just trying different things. The one I'm like trying to create and figure out now is the OpenAI assistants, and so I have like an ad manager and a data analyzer and a couple, basically an ad team that can get all the way to what changes they would do, but I don't know code or functions to do the API calls to actually make it do it. But I'm like, I literally have 4 or 5 people that would have cost me 30 grand a month to employ that I have this here. So it's going to make a lot more things more accessible, which is going to allow and create a lot more opportunity for a lot of people, which I'm excited about. But I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
That's cool. That's cool. So
I don't know. I kind of equate it to like the Industrial Revolution. Like there's a lot of people that made shoes, but when that happened, yes, some shoemakers left, but now we have a lot more shoe companies, and it creates a lot more diversity and the consumer benefits. So yes, there unfortunately some people are gonna lose some jobs. There might be 1,000 job losses, but it creates 20,000 more, and I think net that's what we all want.
So, well, I think I sort of differ from your opinion, and I don't know if I'm qualified to have an opinion, but I do anyways. But with AI and how it's trained, it gets trained on a lot of data, and so what it reverts to is it reverts to being like mediocre. Like it goes back to being, if you're exceptional, AI can't really mimic you, but being mediocre, it does really well. So like with AI image generation, the images that it gets trained on and gets put out are from like artists. So an AI image generator is much better than an average person at drawing, just because the data gets trained on is, oh, these look so much better. And if you trained it on like supermodels, it would say the average attractive person is way above what a normal person looks like. And so with that, I think that because AI will be used and be disruptive, like you said, and allow people to do all this stuff, being unique and being creative and having your own voice is going to become even more important, because as AI gets used, everyone's just going to sound like the same. And it's just going to be a ton of like identical noise, and everyone can tell, okay, this is the exact same ad I saw from this completely different company because it was AI generated.
I mean, and I think we are exactly on the same page there. I mean, you get out what you put in, and it's what's going to be the difference is, as it creates these efficiencies, in theory, it should create more time that allows you to think more. And if you can think more, you get more creative, which then the inputs and all that are going to be unique. It's up to us humans to take the time to do the thinking and be unique in the inputs. So, and I think that's going to be the differentiator, is training these bots. And like going back to like kind of what I'm working on, like have one for each brand or client, and we're feeding it its colors and all of that. So I think it'll boil down to the training, and I think the training will all boil down to the data and the analytics that people have, which I think we have a lot of work to do on that front. I do think there is going to be a huge like increase in AI and all of that, but then there's going to be a big stumble because all these models and everything are built on data, and then we're going to learn, man, we need to do better at data cleansing and organizing our data, and then from that learning, then it's going to create the huge trajectory up. So I mean, I think we're a ways away from it really taking off and allowing humans to do nothing and all of that. But at the core, it is what we teach it.